In 1975, Murtala dismissed over 10,000 public officials in a sweeping anti-corruption purge and enacted the Corrupt Practices Decree number 38. 50 years later, Nigeria ranks for 145th out of 180 on Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index. What lessons from his style do you think we could learn a glimpse on anti-corruption work and can still work in today's Nigeria?
I think what's failed
and what
in
do
this
you
country
think has failed?
Upbringing. The truth is many people that you have in public office today were simply not well brought up. You know, when I was in King's College in Form 1 and Form 2, we had a class called Civics. And Civics was taught by the principal of King's College himself, Orji Kalu. So from a very young age, you taught certain values. You taught the importance of honesty and integrity. You taught the importance of human rights. You know it's important to leave a good name. You know that when you go into public office, it's an opportunity to serve. You don't go into public office in order to make money. Now, many of the people that have assumed office since then simply did not have that upbringing. They did not have that training. And many people go into government for the wrong reasons. You do not go into government to make money. If you want to make money, you become a businessman. Aliko Dangote is the richest man in Africa. He has never been a commissioner or a governor or a minister. So I think the entire value system of the country has been eroded. We have been ruled by people who have no values, people who come from, they have no names behind them, and they have no desire to leave a name after them. These are people who define themselves by what they own, how many houses they have, how many private jets they have, how many billions they have in bank accounts, and they think that is something. It is not important to them that people look at them and they only see thieves. They see criminals. They see people who have taken away the Commonwealth. It is simply not important because for them, the values do not matter. So I think we need an entire regeneration of values. It is not about one person. The president or the governor or a minister cannot on his own change this country, but I mean, look at our religious leaders, how they've become. They've also, you know, they become sycophants. They become praise singers for money. Traditional rulers have lost it. You know, everybody seems to have jumped on this bandwagon where money seems to be an end in itself. And unfortunately, a society in which material wealth, no matter how you get it, is respected, is glorified, where people who are known to have stolen money get rewarded with ministerial appointments, with senatorial appointments, that society will continue to reproduce itself. We do not have any, we don't have a sense of disgust for people who hold public office and amass wealth. We reward them with appointments, with more public office and more opportunities to amass wealth. And this is what Nigeria has become. Could it have been addressed by one man? I don't think so. Can it be addressed by 100 men? I don't think so. I think as parents, as citizens, we are all responsible. As leaders, we are all responsible. We have to continue stressing the importance of values, the importance of a sense of what is important in life beyond material wealth. We are all going to die. No matter how much money you have, you will die and you'll be buried, and there's nothing. You'll take nothing with you. And people simply do not understand that. People in their 70s and 80s are still looking for money. I don't know what they're going to do with it. So that's really the problem.
When you look at our current president, you look at the Senate president, you look at the vice president, you look at the Speaker of the House of Assembly, you look at Wike, you look at Orji Kalu, you look at Amaechi, you look at Yahaya Bello, you look at Uzodinma. I'm naming some few, Akpabio of Edo State. What would you say you see when you see them? Because most Nigerians, when they look at these people I've just mentioned, all you see are people who are corrupt, people who have destroyed our nation. If you look at Atiku, for example, you paint him with that same paintbrush. When you look at the likes of maybe Sowore, maybe Peter Obi, something stands out in integrity, in transparency, in true leadership, in public service. I call this two set of group together so that you can see the reason why people are, leaning towards them. And that's what Sanusi is saying, the Emir of Kano is saying. When we look at our politicians, we see people who have pillaged our society, our commonwealth. They've stolen from me and you, and then we reward them with more corrupt and more positions so that they can steal much more. Some of these people have no idea on what public service is. It was even Amaechi that said it, that it was poverty that drove him into politics because they saw politics as a way to get themselves enriched, not because they created anything. Not because they created anything different from what, product that they can sell around the world to be wealthy. When the president of our country, the president Bola Tinubu, becomes so wealthy than state, where he did not create anything, he did not create any product to sell around the world, but he becomes so wealthy, a public servant, become wealthier than a state or states put together, and now is our president, then you should question everything that we have in our country or question the leadership that we have. When you have the likes of Godswill Akpabio, who is accused by the EFCC to have stolen corruption around his neck, becomes our number 3 person in the country and number 1 lawmaker, then what sort of law do you think he will be able to pass in the country? When Nigeria has become a place where we celebrate wealth, regardless of how people get it, we celebrate corrupt people, regardless of how they get their money, then it tells you why we are in a situation where we are right now. They have no desire to leave a name behind. Possibly some of them might have come from places where they're good names, but they've associated with people that are corrupt. So in all their own thinking is how much money they have, because like the Emir of Kano says, it is what they have, their material wealth. That's what defines them. And they will do everything possible. Dele Fautimi, Gani Fahimi, Femi Falana, people like that have said this before over and over. And we have a system where the value of our system of a person is seen in how much personal wealth he has, regardless of how they have it. And we celebrate them. We have politicians, leaders who have no respect for the rule of law. So they come in, they steal. All they see public services where they can get rich. And that's what the Emir of Kano is talking about. Says they've not been properly brought up. And that's what you see when you look at these guys. When Nigerians look at these people, all we see is criminals. All we see is political thieves. And then that's what we don't want anymore. And that's why Nigeria is going where Nigeria is going. We didn't just happen like this all of a sudden. We got here because some people felt it was okay for them to steal, and some of us felt it was okay to celebrate their criminality. We've now gotten to a place where our country, material wealth is more respected than good name. Public service doesn't make any sense anymore unless you get rich. And that's why we have the people that we currently have in government who have no business being in government. If I ask you this question, if you're from Edo State or you're from Imo State, the current governor of Edo State, does he have any business being the governor of Edo State? The answer is no. The current governor of Imo State, does he have any business being the governor of Imo State? No, the answer is no. The current president of the Senate, does he have any business being a senator in the first place? The answer is no. But yet we celebrate these individuals. We celebrate criminality in our country. We reward criminality. People who have been known to have stolen, we celebrate them. Look at Yahaya Bello goes to court, people hailed him. That's the kind of system we run. We need to start having disgust for criminals in public offices, just like Emir Kano said. You see people in their 70s, in their 80s, still stealing from the society, awarding themselves contract, money they will never be able to spend, bring curses on themselves and their children, and yet they will continue that way. We've gone past that stage, and we need to start calling them out. Listen, there's nothing we would do that will get us in the right direction until we start to get this set of people out of place of authority. And it goes off to all of our homes, how we raise our children, how we are raised, so that we know when we're going out, it is about service of people, service to the country, service to the people, than to our own pockets. Our politicians, take them out of public service, they're useless. This importance they create around themselves, take them out of public service. They're useless. The only way you know how valuable a politician is when they're not in public service. Take Peter Obi, for example. Even without being in public service, see the amount of power he carries. People gravitate towards him. Take these other people out of public service, you'll see how useless they become. Persona non grata. So this is where we are right now, and the Emir of Kano is correct. We have to put value to our names, value to public service, celebrate public service than what we currently see. Our politicians have no respect for it. All they see right now is how they will still look at our traditional leaders, look at our religious leaders. They become sycophants for politicians. Look at our professors, who are the ones helping the politicians to steal. Look at our public servants. Look at how they've helped politicians to steal and amass. Bello didn't just steal the amount he stole by himself. Somebody helped him. Same thing for Akpabio has been accused by EFCC. Somebody helped them. So as I say this, I say it with a lot of pain in my heart, but I don't know how you feel with what Emir of Kano says. So put your thoughts in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Let's have our deliberations. Please like, share, and subscribe if you've not done so, and recommend this channel to others. I will catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.